What's good, YouTube? It's your boy JY. And we got another deck profile. So, we're at UK Nationals 2022 in Sheffield. And with Dale, the infamous Dale, Bandit Keith himself, the real Bandit Keith.
The real Bandit
represented. And what did you do today?
Okay, top 32 with Drytron.
Okay. And why did you pick Drytron?
We were testing Despia for when it all came out in Ultra and all this, and we got all the cards for it. We got the Guardian Chimeras, got everything for it, and took it to Northampton Regional. I played, I suppose. I did horrendous misplays and all this, and it was one of those decks where I didn't have the time to practice with it. It was one of those decks where I couldn't comprehend. I couldn't understand it. So it was like, well, I haven't got the time for it. We'll just play something that we know, and we know that's all right. So figuring we just tested the hell out of this, and we caught a lot of people off. Okay. We got this far. I mean, I suppose it did work.
Yeah. Well, where did you finish in the end?
Well, we went X2-1.
Yeah.
All in all, day one was horrendous.
Yeah.
We lost first round to Alex Moffat from Disciples. Scrub.
Wait, you lost round one of day one?
Yeah, day one.
Wow, and you made it back.
Round 2 won, round 3 won, round 4 won to. I love the guy. He's a really nice guy. He had no idea what Drytrons did, and I was like, oh, so he's asking questions, and he's like, got into game 3, he draws me, and then after the game, he goes, well, he sided in Necromancy. I was like, okay. He goes, does this work against you? I went, I'll tell you what, we'll figure it out together. And obviously it didn't work, but then he drawed me, and then afterwards he says, oh, I didn't know if draw actually worked against your deck. Yeah. So I was like, okay, fair. So I lost to that, and then just rammed everyone after that.
Yeah. Okay, let's see the list.
Yeah, all good. So I don't need to explain this.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't hope I need to explain it. 3 Alpha, 3 Zeta, 2 Gamma, 2 Delta.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm playing Prosperity, but I wanted to have 2 of this because sometimes you don't always open the Prosperity and you kind of just want to draw one.
Yeah.
This is pretty nice. It's a 42 card list, so I didn't want to stack up too much. 3 Diviner. What can I say? I'm not playing the Bandit ruler build, so this is pretty standard. We're main decking 3 Droll. This court, I lost. I didn't win a single dice roll whole tournament.
Wow, really?
Early in top 64, I won the dice roll, and I was playing the mirror match, and he won the game 1. So literally, I always saw this in my hand. It was best card in the main deck. Just literally shuts off. Even if you're against Sword Soul, when they start off with just anything other than Moye, say Emergence or even Desires. If they start off with Desires, you just do this, and then they just go, okay, well, suppose I'm not plussing this turn, and then they stop their turn, and you just crack them. But no, that was good. 1 orange light to search for the search off the bend turn. It was good. I mean, I didn't really use it that much, but it was good protection. Rituals, 2 bend 10, 1 Adatin, Natasha, because apparently we needed 2 bend 10 back, you know. This is so dirty. It's so ridiculous. So dumb. Draconids, my boy, and this thing. Some people don't know how to read this. So obviously you do your whole combo, your normal combo ends on this, you go to clear the effects, and they go, oh, so it just skips the main phase. Went, yeah, but it's also like a skill drain for fusion, synchros, and XYZs. And like, oh, okay. And the worst part is they pick it up, they read it, and they go, okay, give it back to you. Draw phase, standby phase, main phase, battle phase. Main phase 2, and like against Despia's players, or like Branded Fusion, you're like, okay, we'll let it resolve. They obviously summon Libellion, go Chainlink 1, Libellion, discard. Like, I've done it, Chainlink 1, Libellion, discard, Tragedy, add, and you're like, okay. And obviously they forget that this is just permanent. This is like while it's on the field. Happened to 3 people today, and obviously after that they learned. Fucking really dumb card. That's it for the monsters. More names. A name, and theoretically a name.
Hopefully a name.
Hopefully a name.
Yeah.
Like, thinking, we were testing with, well, at first I really hated, well, beforehand I really hated this card. I really didn't want to play it, just because of the idea of going into a long game. But I can't remember who it was that convinced me. I think it was you, actually. Yeah, it was you that convinced me to play this. Like play this because, and all throughout the whole of the weekend, I never bricked at all. And mainly one of the main reasons was this. So definitely a good shout out. And the only time I bricked was in top 32, and I physically couldn't play, so it was whatever. 2 reps, just basically 4 Ben 10s. I wasn't too keen on this. It was alright, I suppose. 3 droplets, what can you say? Meteorness, Insta-Fusion, and Call By. Basically, that's just a Call By with a Millennial Eyes.
Okay.
42, no
42,
traps.
yeah.
No traps.
Okay.
Side, Bandit Keith mount. No, extra even. Big Bandit Keith. Link Rebo. Yeah, it's Link Rebo. I mean, I didn't really want to use the Anima just because I didn't think people were gonna, mess up on their positioning. But whatever. This card overperformed today. It was actually amazing.
Yeah.
Just when people saw it, they go, okay, we'll bait it out, and then you make them skip the whole turn, so that they try and out your board, and then most of the time they try and out this. But you go, okay, fair enough, and you add 2 Ben 10s back, and you're like, well, I'm going to break your board again next turn. So it's a ridiculous card, such a good card. Phoenix, IP, yeah, Unicorn. This is an access code. I borrowed it off one of the Leicester boys, Ethan. Shout out to that man. What a gent. Apo, what can I say about Apo? Double Mutator, standard. Beatrice, Downerd, Zeus, pretty much. I never summoned this once.
Really?
Never.
Really? Wow.
By the point that I'd already done full combo, it was like, well, why would I need to Zeus them? I'm just going to summon this and game them. Like, literally, I never ever once summoned these.
Wow.
Obviously, I know, it's crazy. I know, it's crazy, but it's got to be in there. The Art Light for the Diviner, that for the Diviner. I'll probably use this once. It's niche, but then there's times where if you can't game them and Unitasha take their Baron, you summon back your Diviner and send this and then destroy, Fateful Adventure, stuff like that. It was alright. And then the Interfuture target, Millennial Eyes, which is basically a second Call By.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good, it was alright. I mean, sometimes if you break and you haven't got another name, you just turn it into a Mutator with a random Drytron monster.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it for the extra. Side, we play Free Crate, mainly for the Despia matchup and mirror matches. To be fair, I never really sided this in that often. Lava Golem for those crazy Punk Fairy-on things where they end on dag the Halka Fibrax and you just give them that and you're like, yeah, you're not psyching me.
Yeah.
Lancer, I'd never sided this in once.
Okay.
Even when I was playing against a Flundries player, I didn't feel the need at all. Because if I'm going first, why would I want, if he de-shifters me straight off the bat, why would I want to just have this set sitting in my hand kind of thing? It was alright, but I never did anything with it. 2 Dart Ruler, because I'm playing 3 in the main. Obviously I didn't want to stack too harsh on this, and the droplets. So it worked. 3 twin for back row things, and if I'm going second against any other combo deck, because realistically they don't always side anti-spell against you, so I always sided this in, knowing that they're not going to play any back row other than anti-spell, because if you get anti-spell you literally just lose. 3 anti-spell.
Okay.
3 anti-spell for that exact reason.
Did it ever conflict with your deck?
No, never. If at any point I was going to activate this, I basically have already won.
Right.
And this is just basically the cherry on the top.
Yeah.
Because obviously you do your combo, you skip them into main phase 2. You'll have this obviously straight off the bat. What are they going to do in the main phase 2?
Yeah.
Sure, try and combo through. But obviously, when they've got the Amorphage thing out, obviously against the Punk Furion thing, they can't Chaos Rule you. They can't really gain advantage. They just have to kind of push, like with an access code, destroy a board, but then not do anything else, and they just pass.
Yeah.
And then at that point, you just make Natasha take their access code and just attack them with it. And last card, Red Reboot, which
God card.
yeah, you see it, you win. But yeah, that was the tournament.
Awesome, thank you for the profile. And now your shout outs.
Shout out to this man. Friggin', we spent the best part of like a month testing. Just loads of different things. Like there was loads of things that we figured out along the way, especially in like the Despia matchup, like about how stupid this card is. Like how dumb this card. Ben Challoner for testing as well with the Punk Furion thing, and like big shout out to Ben Challoner because obviously it was him that kind of made me inspired to main deck the Droll, because like we did testing. I was like, I think we should main deck this, and every game I was drolling him, and he was having a massive attack. Like, oh my god, stop opening the Droll. Big shout out to Axel Bell as well, freaking being a god at Sword Soul. Obviously, he made top 32, but he got punched out by Ollie Newton. Shout out to Brad from Leicester. Shout out to the Leicester boys themselves. Shout out to the wife.
Hey.
And shout out for Dylan for not being able to read.
Hey.
Idiot. But no, that's it. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you for the profile.
Thank
See you
you.
soon.